evening, supreme evening, supreme evening. I am Naga. Tonight's topic is only because, I say only because, you know, that's why I'm so accepting to a lot of things that take place in my life, whether it's good or bad, because it's only because of the divine that these things actually take place, regardless, right? So even if somebody is in opposites of me, of some particular energy, is only because of the divine energy that's being used, right? Because majority of the time we don't actually speak directly to anything. We just speak, right? We just give a particular we give out the particular frequency towards the value, right? So we don't really like direct anything. So it's only because of the divine that anything actually takes place. Peace, brother. Peace, brother. How you feeling? So ultimately, all praise due, right? Good, bad, and indifferent. We don't see the catalyst of things being um, as a fortuitiveness in between the circumstance. Like when you meet people, that brings apart another energy. But what do you carry with you, right? I go by light, so I'm carrying the light with me no matter what, right? So then I have to look at what the light does in each circumstance, right? So while I'm looking at what the light is capable of in each circumstance, I'm looking at what it's doing, right? All praise due. Good, bad, and indifferent. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever the light does good, whatever it brings out bad or indifferent, right? All praise due. Even within certain particulars that when it comes to me in certain circumstance, good, bad, and indifferent, I have to look at what the light brings because everything has to be brought to the surface, right? Everything has to be brought out to the surface. Whether that's being able to be a fortuitive thing or not, it still has to be brought out to the surface, right? So ultimately, you know what I mean, like all praise due regardless of the fact, right? So it always it's like it's gonna lead back there anyway. So why give out a different sign? Why say something else, right? Why why try to gain praise within the action of how things funnel down anyway? Like that's a literal natural order of things. So all praise due. Like it's not even to say that, it's more or less how things gonna end up. If I got a piece of that energy, I can only make it serve me for the existence that is going in between these synapses. So from that point to this point, it's only going through. I'm the conduit, right? So it travels through me. So that's my only experience I'm gonna have with it. So why would I try to act as if it was mine completely? It's gonna start getting deep in a minute, yo. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna start getting deep in a minute because you start pulling things apart. You start pulling the reality apart and looking at it for what it really is. You know what I'm saying? And ultimately, as much as you might want to harness it to illuminate yourself, you're only shining because it's coming through you, right? So that's like a way stop, a waypoint of this electricity because it's going to ground. You're going to ground. You can't hold it in you but so long. That's an experience. So all praise due because I have something that's going to connect this in between these points of reality. Even if I can potentially have it affect how this energy comes through, right? Ultimately, like it's gonna come through regardless. So you in the middle really don't got much to say but to conduct. So how you conducting that is mostly how you are speaking, right? So that's where your actuality for speaking comes into fruition. Like that's not even the particular to which you believe you're thinking, right? That's just the energy coming from above conducted through you. right? So all praise due, regardless of the fact, right? So all praise due, regardless of the fact. So why is it even praise? Put a P on it, take the P off, it's raised, right? Raised what? Dew. Dew is moisture, right? Moisture does what? Conduct electricity. You know what I'm saying? I can break down the synapses of why things actually come into fruition, but it sounds different. It's like it's food for your ears or whatever. You know what I'm saying? To get you to feel comfortable for the value. But I understand that regardless, every synapses of understanding that has to do with divine energy is going to formulate into the understanding of conductivity. So that conductivity is going to be what's around that formulation of energies, which is going to be fluid, which is going to be minerals, and which is going to be electricity. So then we start seeing this in every single synapses aspect. Majority of the time, people want to say they found it through this particular understanding because it was written this way. Well, somebody had to study these scrolls before they actually formulated into a book. And the understanding that they got from looking at what they were going to write down into the scroll aspect, time before time had to come from them watching the divine energy come and conduct itself as a form of literal energy on the existence. That's the difference. So what is that really like? So are we selling ourselves short just by running to the value of how somebody else's perception was, or are you smart enough to perceive what's coming through in its full capability? Because I'm looking at everybody still separating the value of what divine energy is doing. All praise due, all raise the do. Ah, raise the do. Ra raise the do. All praise due. You know what I mean? But ultimately, I ain't gonna get you confused. You know what I mean? You can stay in the pathway where you at because they try to say, you know what, I will be confused off. I'm like, confusion is lack of understanding. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody can confuse you because lack thereof of what you believe you know, right? That's simplicity. But that means if you're not studying the natural order of things, are you manipulating yourself? Because it's a natural order of things that exist. In the natural order of things, it might not be taught to you in a particular understanding because society is trying to live in a new world order. So what is that going to do? That's going to put you in a different headspace because you're not going to be able to comprehend the natural order of things. You're going to try to comprehend the natural order of things with the society way of looking at things, which ain't going to never mesh. Divine is natural, all natural, natural. I don't make this up. All praise due. All raised to do. I raised to do. Electricity hitting the water, synapses. It's like, yo, what is he talking about? I'm talking about if the knowledge is coming through you and grounding out through you, how you're speaking is conducive to the knowledge that you're grabbing. If I turn on the radio to Hot 97, it's going to play whatever Hot 97 is playing. If I tell it to 88.3, it's going to play whatever that music is. If I turn it to 75.9 FM, it's going to play whatever the hell is on 75 FM. So if you are in an increment of existence, standing in the place where you were born, that means that's a particular dial spot. You're dialed into the spot where you were created for. Where nobody can stand in your existence. That means nobody can get your frequency. All praise due. We won't keep going. You know what I'm saying? Because I got some more all praise due for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna show you how this actually gonna play out. You know what I'm saying? And if you automatically come here just to listen to particular things I say, just so you can see if I'm in a certain type of energy, all praise due. Because Divine doing that. Divine got you in a certain headspace, right? He got you in a certain headspace. So when I come on, you gotta come run over here, look to see, and then run back and say whatever. That's divine. All praise due. All praise due every single time. All praise due. If I said something that you had to come take from me, right, and go make a show out of it, and articulate it in a whole nother way because the value of how I brought that. All praise due. All praise due because that's divine energy is doing what it's supposed to, right? If my energy, the way I carry this, sets you left or right, the way I deliver whatever I deliver, right? All praise due. Because it was strong enough to knock you out of a circumference of something particularly that you listened to or that you looked at, enough for you to hear and take the attention of what divine was coming out of me with. So that must be true. All praise due. because it stopped you long enough to come pay attention to me, even if you didn't say nothing. All praise due. It was strong enough to make you want to steal it. All praise due. All praise due. In every single aspect and form. All praise due. All praise due for the fact that man thinks he can speak to the value of divine and human and human concept through form. All praise due. Because that's the strength of the divine making you believe it in whatever aspect that it hits you on your conscious level. So all praise due because it's still downloaded into your understanding. Even if it came out through the manifestation of falsity in words, you still are stuck to it because the vibration was real. All praise due. No matter how it manifests, separated from the value of true destruction, you found peace. All praise due. Everything that happens from the divine aspect. All praise due. All praise due. We can sit there and chop it up over concepts of different reality, but without energy, none of this doesn't exist. Without your attention, it doesn't exist. Without your involvement, it doesn't exist. Involvement, involvement. It's like airplanes. Sometimes it just goes right over people's heads. Choose to be involved in the natural order of things. Choose to be involved in the natural order of things. The action itself, the action itself proves all praise due. Even when you don't say nothing, you just say it in your head. It's still manifested the same way. Like it don't even matter. It's still manifested the same way. Everything that comes into fruition, that's in fruition, is just because all praise due. You having the aspect to be able to rise, right? They be trying to send a little negative, whatever's at me. I got his ass that time. You know, everything that's in existence, even the opportunity for you to be able to rise up, right? For you to be able to rise up and change your particular outlook on life is all praise due. It's only because of that. No more, no less. Everything that exists that comes from a form of energy, the transmute of energy from the largest aspect of everything formulates into whatever. That's all praise due because the energy comes from the source. It came from the source without a title. It's going to leave through this system without a title. It's only manifested through this conduit right here as a title because of the disrespect of humanity. We got intentions, is what divine here. Intention is the energy that we use to convey the divine energy that flows through us. Your intention is what you use to convey that. Because the words ain't hearing. We only use those words for us to communicate with each other. We only use those words for us to communicate with each other. The divine energy itself is all praise due because it travels through. And when it gets to that middle part, you open your mouth, you move your body. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that right there is not even a retrospect to the reality. Like that's just that's like plugging the light on and it just got bright for a minute, like bing, like oh it came on. Yeah, it came on because I plugged you in. See, all praise due. Because without the light, you can't even think negative. Without the light, you can't think positive. You know what I'm saying? Like without the light, you have no motion of nothing. So all praise due. You can't be highly intelligent or superficially stupid. All praise due. You can't have no existence, whether. Oh, what's up, Queen? How you doing? Appreciate you for coming through. Yo, you can't have no level of no thought pattern without the source energy coming through using you as a conduit. You know what I'm saying? It almost looks like that doll you see outside the you go to like one of those car lots and you got the aerial doors like blowing air and he's just sitting there like flowing through the air like this. He's just hands waving, they pumping air through him. It's like that. As soon as you get plugged in, your hands go up. You look inside the side. You're like, hey, look, I'm alive. I'm alive. No, you're not. That's just divine energy going through you. And it manifests through you as that particular existence where you are. The existence where you stand is your frequency. That's your dial. That's your 98.9 or 88.6 or 75.3 radio station. Like it's right there on you. So when you open your mouth, that is the energy being your body being used as a conduit. It's coming down and going through you and grounding back into the earth. And you're moving around with it. You may say that this is you, this is your character, this is who you are, da 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 da. No, ain't no who you are. Ain't no who you are. They don't exist. That's what you're manifesting the light out of your mouth to say. That's why they say our whole existence is a sin. Shit about to get ill. That's why they say our whole existence is a sin. Because as soon as we start to talk, we talk for the body that's conduiting the electricity. You don't talk for the divine. You don't say, yeah, divine is just turning on. You know what I'm saying? We don't have the right conversation for that. To say, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we start off slowly. Yeah, divine woke me up today. Yeah, the Most High made so it's getting there, right? In some aspects, but to actually really look at it as electricity, that's that's coming from one point, going through you, and then grounding out through the ground, knowing that your body is being hit to what's the word? Erode. They hitting you with everything in the world, so your body erodes. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, the electrical synapses that's coming through don't work. That's like pouring Pepsi on copper. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna make it erode. Same difference. You see what I'm saying? So all praise due. Because without this, there's no in between. There's no I hate you. There's no I don't like how you said that. There's no I don't like how they doing this. As I don't it's none of that. I don't like this food. I don't like how you it's none of that. Only thing you're saying, and literally, it starts to simplify itself. When you are speaking to light in the existence of divine energy, only thing you're saying is that you don't like the connection of how the light is being moved in between you and whatever circumstance. That's the only thing you're ever saying. Light does not communicate the value of what we do. It manifests out of us for us to explain something. Something came in there and said, you know what? You can make this a voice. Well, how can you make that a voice if it's just light coming through you? You know what I'm saying? Like you got to grow little lights. You don't have to grow little lights. The lights come in more intelligent than we are. They're more connected to the source than we are. So what's happening? Are we coming in to grow things? No, you coming in to be broken up. You coming in to go straight into the fight. That's what you come into life for. This to test your strength. It's Mortal Kombat. Test your strength. You're gonna come here and you're gonna go through a whole bunch to see if you can sustain the conductivity of divine frequency. Period. All praise due. All praise due. That's the only point. Everything else in the world is opposing. How do you have a world of opposition when everything that's opposed to us is non-light? You know what I'm saying? So that means we are all light and we are taught to be opposing to one another. That's weird, right? Like how is that even a true thought pattern that we are forced to be opposing to each other when in fact we all have the same consequence. We all deal with the same connection or conductivity. And ultimately, because you are satisfied in different physical ways, you don't see this as a fortuitive. Well, let's take you out your comfort zone and see what happens then. Let's let you get to a certain age and inadequacy and then move you out your comfort zone and say, this is what you got to deal with. Other than that, you're going to feel sorry in your heart and go through life and hope that something subsequently out of that can benefit that value. It's interesting when we all make a decision, right? And we all laugh about it, and then that end up being your subsequent end. When you had the opportunity to fulfill these spots in reality, we think that we go through things individual. Well, if I'm one body, my legs can be cold and my top can be warm. I might not put a blanket on my legs because my top is warm. I'm good, right? I may wear sandals and jeans. My feet is out. Ain't got no tank top on, shirt out. I'm chilling in the crib. I got a baseball cap on, but I'm in the crib. That means I'm protected, right? My body protected, my feet protected, so I'm good. See, it's not a ratio. It's like oxymoron. It's like you may do different things because of the circumstance of what you're dealing with. We'll remove all that stuff and see how you deal with that. Peace, y'all. What's going on? Remove all that stuff and see how you actually get a chance to deal with these same frequencies. Because see, we talking about mommy and daddy, right? We talking about you always being in the bosom, always comfortable, no matter what. So yeah, you can speak from that space as you go through life because that's what you know. Even if you fall just a little and you get back to that with you cookies and milk energy, yeah, you can talk again because that's a level of comfort. But all praise due, because it ain't you. It's just a residual, something you picked up by growing up, and you thought that was how you should be. So now you old enough to live in that same energy. So now you call that stability. See, it get weird. It get real weird. But ultimately, it's all praise due. But you ain't gonna see it like that because you feel like your conducting of your energy speaks to the value of your reality. Oh, now I put this work in. What is the true work? Because I remember when I was young, I would do something out of the way for somebody I didn't know, and that literally would come back for me. But it would be somebody that looked like me that I would do these things for. I would forget about that, and 5, 10 years later, it came back all the way around. I'd be like, wow, that's crazy. But it would come back 10 times. So I started being an individual and I would outsearch these things in life in different places, people I had to deal with. I would say, you know what? I'm going to do for these people. Some energies and coaches you do for, you get nothing back because you're not supposed to do for those particular coaches. You just ended up doing for them. Some people will watch you be this individual just so they can take from you, right? Some people will literally love the fact that you gave that much from yourself, right? And be holding it in their heart, in their spirit, that that was a good thing that happened. I used to go and build with brothers back in the day. I'd be like, you know what we don't do? We don't pray for each other. I don't mean like, yo, God, help my brother out. I don't mean like that. I mean you literally meditating towards your brother's growth of success. Like you go into meditation. You don't pray to the higher power because the higher power in energy is in you. So you pray for the success of that venture. I just pray that while I'm meditating on the success for my brother. I'm meditating on whatever he's trying to do. It goes further. And you connect people's hands together. You in a room with somebody, y'all make that the thing y'all do for the day. Now you got five minds doing the same thing. This is not me taking from the divine. You got to understand where I'm going with this. Because divine gave each and every one of us a connection, like a conduit, like. So what happens when I take that same information and put it on the radio station? Everybody can hear it, right? Facts. So if I sit five of us down and I take one idea that's outside of the five of us sitting there and I make the five of us think that idea in a meditation, we just strengthen the person who got the issue, right? It's called sending out the frequency. I'm about to show you how we're gonna make everybody what they supposed to be. You talk about the frequency, but you don't want to deal with the frequency for real. It's because you comfortable in mommy and daddy. That first residual smackdown you came in the world, yeah. I get me a nipple, I get me some warmth, I get me some cookies and milk. I'm home, I'm good. My bills is paid. All right, but we ain't gotta do that. We ain't gonna do it that way. That's systematic. Let's get to the ground. Let's get to the earth of it. Where it's only gonna see, you're gonna really gonna only see the structure of this really happening when people connect on the real level. Strip away all the bullshit. And when you really got to be, you got to be sincere in your heart. You really have no choice but to be in that intense, right? So now you are focusing on that energy with the group of people you dealing with. Watch you truly manifest something. See, this is why the people are like, yo, why I gotta connect, because it's stronger with more lights. It's a W, it's a double D to a triple A. It's a double D battery to a triple A. That's the difference. But yeah, we wanna manifest shit by ourselves because of the mommy daddy energy. You wanna cup that in, like, boom, let me get that. Let me win over here by myself. Let me steal, let me lie, let me cheat. All that other shit comes out of that. But we light connected. The more light get bright, right? So then that would be the format. So then you connect with three people, especially of your own bloodline. That should be bright. It get real snappy. And that's what they be doing majority of the time. They come together and they start thinking on a cipher. I could pick up different conversations like that because I be in tune. You know what I'm saying? Like I be super in tune. Like, yo, that's crazy. Yeah, so and so and so and so. But then you not being aware of the conductivity you're supposed to have with your people, you kind of alleviate this value. Like I ain't really want to connect with nobody because I got materialistic goals. Well, your goals should be more than materialistic. You should know how to connect with people, so therefore your manifestation skills go through the roof. But see, this is why they destroy families. This is why they destroy relationships. That's why they destroy the home. They do not want you connecting together. You thinking they just want to pull you apart to have you in different places. No, they know if you stay together long enough, it's naturally going to happen. That's divine. All praise due. It's a fact. The closer you are with people, the more your thought patterns start to line up. You know what this is called? This is the frequency of this. What that shit was called? Hold on. Make me lie to you right now. It'll come back. But that what it looks like is the frequency lining up while you around somebody for a certain amount of time. The way you two vibrating, you get on the same thought pattern wave. You know what I'm saying? The same alpha patterns. You know what I'm saying? Your alpha patterns lock up. You know what I mean? So it's like it's you and whoever you around, and y'all start to feel each other. You can feel when somebody upset. You can feel what they about to say. You can feel all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like you almost can finish somebody's sentence because your alpha patterns are lining up. You know what I'm saying? So ultimately, they don't want you to be that close to people because they know what can happen when more than one mind is connected to each other. They know what can happen when more than one mind is in synapses in the group because we're gonna start really, literally bringing stuff into fruition. One person has an idea, it needs a rocket booster to push it. I can have a great idea, right? That great idea gets snatched from me and get taken somewhere else. Well, you know what? That person can start to formulate that idea because he took that idea, right? I'm gonna show you the universe. A person that takes an idea from somebody and get another group to believe in that idea for that individual. Well, where'd that idea come from? Why did divine have that idea go to that individual? Well, because ultimately divine wanted that individual to have that idea, right? So when that idea got stolen, right, and it got taken over there, and that group started working for the individual that stole it, they didn't know he was just the carrier of the idea. He wasn't the manifester, so he wasn't gonna get the outcome. Ding dong. This is a reality. Divine sets frequencies under the aspect of where you are in existence. That's the cut on the diamond. So when the light hit the diamond, it refracts to the cut, right? Whether you notice or not, this is the reality. All praise due. All praise due. I know I talk and it sounds like, yo, where you going with this? Well, you're not studying what I'm studying. What divine got me, how I'm looking at things is a whole nother level. And it's supposed to be like that because everybody likes to hold on to the materialistic value of it, even when they speak it in words. Your words is egotistical. You're gonna say I, me, and what I went through 100 million times. Facts. This is what everybody does. This is not me talking about nobody. This is just what I know everybody does. You see what I'm saying? But when I speak to us. What we do if we came together. Your light inside of you, because my light did this. It's fun. It's a good walk away. It's a good walk away. All praise due though. All praise due first and foremost, because without that conductivity coming through, and grounding out through me, for me to actually see it clearly, I will be feeling some type of way because I've gained people who love me and people who hate me. All praise due, because that's the effect of the light the divine put in me. Because I attract the people who actually sit down and listen to what divine has to say. All praise due, because that's an effect of divine energy. You may see my face deliver these things and wait to come see this, but it's only divine that allows me to come deliver these things. So all praise due. Even when you change your life and you want to do better and you rise and you every motion that you live should be put before the feet of divine, because that's what's fueling your motion and everything you do. But you might not see it as such because it's so wrapped up into you and you want to accomplish things. As soon as you get this much and you feel like that's you, you could put it as a badge on you. You know what I mean? So you say, yeah, I did something in life. Well, ultimately, yeah, you did something in life. You came into fruition. That's the participation award. You here. Everybody in class here, everybody on the planet get a participation award. Participation. I said participation. Participation award. You know what I'm saying? Like, I heard myself sounding funny. It probably didn't sound funny to y'all, but I heard myself sound funny with it. So I just kind of peeped that just real quick. But yeah. So the next awards that come into those particular values, it speaks on your capability of comprehending where you are existing with this understanding, and then that's the effect, right? That's the follow up. You know what I'm saying? That's like how well you can see how you can affect the conductivity of how divine has an emotion. This is why I used to speak to don't be the rock in the river, be a part of the flow. You may see somebody going down or somebody up. Where do you stand in these particular values? Because we all supposed to be rising and flowing forward, right? So do you watch subsequent things fall just so you can uplift it? And it's almost like saying, like, damn, you could be a parent, right? You could be a parent who's overbearing because you're gonna make your child do what you believe to be best, right? Well, you came in a particular time. Well, yeah, you do know right from wrong, and you know what's best for your child and whatever aspect of your living situation. Okay, cool. But does that speak to the capability of the child, or does it speak to the control of the parent? Just saying, because the child still needs space to grow what it is. So you can't put that in a bowl because you feel particular ways. You have to learn how to protect better. You know what I'm saying? That's just, and that's the hardest thing for somebody to actually tell a parent, learn how to protect your kid better so they can be who they are. You know what I'm saying? Nah, you're gonna be like, I'm gonna do it this way because it's what I know. You know what I'm saying? Nah, that's not enough. That's you giving up. That's not enough. That's you giving up. All praise due, because the Most High has a solution for everything. And if your answer is to the fact of what you went through, that means you ain't trying to help your kid, knowing that your kid might be in a better circumstance than you because they got you to love them now. You didn't have that, but they got you, and you smart enough to pay attention. Unlike what you might have came through. So are you gonna take the example of what you went through to raise your child, or you gonna be the one to see that your child has to be grown? You ain't raising shit. Divine created that the way it's gonna be. You ain't raising shit. You getting in the way talking about you raising something. You're gonna be raising Cain, and that's gonna kill Abel. Everything that individual will be able to do, unless you let divine show you how that needs to be grown. And it's right, because see, those opportunities might have been taken from us. See, this is why you go through certain things. All praise due. You went through that, so now you can shine the light on what it looks like not to do that for individuals who want to come through that right. Each level is the same. Some get held back on a particular level, and it's because of whatever the fortuitive non-happenstance that took place. Well, ultimately, I have to take that information and pass it on because somebody might want to treat their peoples the same way. because they had it that much harder. No, 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 because you're gonna create karmatic values because you're just fucking hard headed. I'm sorry, you're hard headed. No, 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 they don't listen. They don't listen because you don't listen. That's your children. They lie because you're a liar. Those are your children. Apples from the tree. It takes a strong one to separate himself from the value of what he know he come from. She come from. That means you have to become an adult and you have to calm down yourself in a particular way to where you can walk away from those things. I ain't never like to be a follower, so it agitated me when I seen a lot of them. What do you want for yours and who you are? Or are you going to impression your worst characteristics on what you create because you don't want to look at your own face? See, that be real slick about people. Real slick. And then later to save face, you beat the crap out of them just because you embarrassed of some shit you would do. That's ill. That's ill. All praise due though, because the light gonna show you what the truth at. First thing a parent to say, nah, you don't understand my kids. Nah, I understand your kids by what you're saying right now. I'm watching your kids by talking to you. See, that's what we sell ourselves short at, not believing that what you are is different from what you produce. That's just a little version of you. Can't hide from that. You want to put it off on the person you slept with? Well, you slept with them. Like how far you want to twist your own brain around? You know what I'm saying? All praise due though, because the light will let you see these things. That's why I named this only because. You know what I mean? Because only because divine energy is existing that you can actually be the opposite of that. Only because divine energy shines bright in certain aspects, you only get a chance to see the missing things in the room. Only because divine light is available at that moment is the only reason why now you can see the truth to a certain particular value. Only because divine energy is a conduit and everybody else, you get a chance to change who you are if you choose to. If you choose to. It's always gonna be a choice. It's always gonna be a choice. And the choice, the best choice you got is to choose the most high in every single aspect. But see, only because divine gave existence to everybody, you still got people running around here thinking they more powerful than the creator itself. I don't get involved. I don't get involved. I just say, oh word, that's how you feel. I don't even get involved. Like, I bet. Have at it, man. You got it. Sometimes divine keep us in certain particular energies just so people can look down on us and show divine what they're doing with his energy. It happens, yo. It happens all the time. Like, look at him. He's an idiot. He's stupid. Yeah, look at him. Whatever. And then next thing you know, something happened, and you like, yo, how did it? Yeah, oblivious, right? You don't even know how you got there, but you was over there. That whole God don't like ugly thing. You know what I'm saying? Only because divine. Everything is because of divine. I used to, you know what? And it's crazy. I had homies. Well, I thought that was my friends at a particular time in my life. I would do things in the world that was reward aspect, and I would just be giving love to everybody. People would see me doing that and gaining a level of attention. Do you know they would start trying to give out boxes and stuff? You know what I'm saying? Like it was just funny. I'm like, look at everybody trying to be like G. Like, yo, they cut this out. You know what I'm saying? Like it's funny. No matter what it is, it always would be that way because I would formulate the value. If I can gain in some way, I'm going to give back. That's called reciprocity. You know what I'm saying? It's called reciprocity. It's a natural, universal response. You know what I'm saying? That's a universal response. That's infinity. Everything we do is supposed to be within infinity. Why you think those old energies go in the past and they come back around? Why you think they talking about the kings coming back? People ain't this ain't dawned on nobody yet. Like I be listening to everybody be talking. I be like, yo, I said this shit a million times. It's affinity links, yo. You making infinity links. They be like, yo, the gods are gonna come back. An infinity link, man. It left. It has to come back. This is divine. Like I don't know how else to tell you. Every energy is in a loop of reciprocity. Everything is because of the divine. But in the process of this energy hitting you and going through your head and out through your feet, your body does like one of those things at the car at the car dealership with the air pumping in it. It's like it's not even a body. It's just a piece of cloth that's getting blown air into it. Same thing with the humans. You have a conducted, you're conducted this electricity, and it got you going blah 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 blah. Blah. I'm this, I'm that, I'm this denomination, I'm that denomination, I'm this God, I'm this da 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 da. That's just the light making you feel certain type of ways, whether it's too egotistical or whether it's simple or whether it's highly mathematical, whatever you end up being here. That's what that's doing. It's just divine energy doing that. All praise due. No matter what it is, no matter what your concept of reality is, no matter what angle you're leaning towards, all praise due. First thing you should say when you embrace your children is all praise due and have them question why you said that. It'd be cute. You know what I'm saying? You hugging them, all praise due. Thank you, Father. All praise due. They're like, why you said that? Because I'm thankful for you, little one. Kiss the forehead and let them go run off. And they happy. My mommy, my daddy love me. They love me. And let them go on about their damn day. You know what I'm saying? It's a fact. We don't do that enough in our culture. That's what's lacking. All praise due. We too busy taking that energy thinking that it's you. That's a fact. So we had 42, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51. I ain't gonna hold y'all. I appreciate y'all for coming through. You already know the vibes. It's Naga. All praise due to the Most High.